But of course they do have, the contractor does have some responsibility. The HSC know that the contractor has responsibilities as well, but the HSC want to implement basically a top-down kind of responsibility. And a top-down means that the responsibility starts with you. So they'll know that if the developer, the person who's ultimately at the top of the tree, has got his focus on health and safety, and that will kind of ripple down with a bit of luck throughout the whole development. And that is what they basically want to happen. Now, here is a picture of Form F10, probably one of the most important forms of the development process. The F10 is a relatively brief document, but it's got your name on it, and it's posted in the site hub. And if it isn't, it really well ought to be. And that basically tells everybody on site who has been on site. You have to basically sign in and sign out, and who is ultimately responsible, as I said. And that person who is ultimately responsible, I can't emphasise this enough, is you. But the good news is that, just like so many other roles that we have within our team, you can outsource the work that's involved in doing this. You can't outsource the ultimate responsibility, because that's basically your responsibility, but you can certainly bring in a health and safety consultant who will make sure that all the relevant boxes are ticked. So you definitely need one on every project, and your contractor may well also have a safety person in their team. But, like with JVs with contractors, I would not advocate using them, because it's the whole poacher come down. Okay? If you can imagine that the policeman on site, who's basically employed by the contractor, is making sure that every box is ticked, well, basically, it's the area where you will get the most problems, and that's operated by the contractor. And the policeman who works for the contractor, well, it does seem that your interests are not going to be necessarily well represented here. So what you should do is hire an independent health and safety person to come in and advise you on every project to make sure that you are operating correctly. Now, in addition to that, what I would say is this. You should still have your health and safety hat on, quite literally, when you go round the site. I think it pays dividends for you to keep an eye on things. Now, what with human nature, corners are bound to get cut occasionally, and so it's not a perfect world. You could find a situation where the health and safety issues, okay? Now, you'll be aware of those, and you've got to understand this as well. The HSC inspector can come around at any building at any time, or any site at any time. He doesn't have to make an announcement, and he doesn't need to make an appointment. He can just come up when he feels like it. And if they don't like what they see, they can actually close you down there and then. So you absolutely have to make sure that your contractor is aware that you are the health and safety focused, okay? Because you're the developer, and you are the one who is responsible. So if you go on site and you see there's no F10 form, and visitors are not being asked to sign in, and people are wandering around the site without protective clothing, and you don't need to know the health and safety rules inside like everything else, but you can basically spot the basic things that are wrong, can't you? You can then have a friendly but firm conversation with your contractor. Point to the F10 and remind him that it's your name on the F10, not his. If there's any to this, basically it's down to him. You have to take this responsibility very much. So, now we look at the last slide here. Let's have a look at what we have covered now. This is pillar number 7. Look at what we've covered under your technical and planning know-how. What we've covered is basic planning permission overview. We've had some detail on pre-permitted development rights. We've also highlighted the opportunities coming up in permitted development. But just now we've talked all about your role under the CBN. Okay? And as always, we can't cover all of this in this short presentation. We've actually only managed to cover 10% of what you'll get out of the full Property CEO course. Don't forget to write down your questions, and hopefully we can have time to answer those at the end. Thanks very much, Dan. It's over to you.